tire brush cleaned or whatever. But this little trick, I'm pretty sure you have an infinite knife sharpener that has a dual purpose, and I just walked through a spider web. So let me try to find the spot I was at, which shouldn't be too difficult because I didn't traverse very far away from the entrance to this trail. And once I find this area, pardon me guys, a lot of tangents, but so you should have a big chopping knife, and the ergonomics of that knife should be such that it could baton and chop pretty decently, even if it's not razor sharp. And let's see, I know I took a wrong turn somewhere here. My bad, guys. So yeah, it would be by the little lake that's gonna dry up by spring. Yeah, so anyways, and then you want to have another knife that's smaller for all the fine work, getting your tender, sharpening little spears. And there's just so much shit in the way that you gotta get itchy as fuck, and you gotta wander around. Like if I was going like 3 miles into this or something, I would definitely have to bust the compass a little bit, you know, because it just gets like that, you know. But bear with me as I find the spot I was at, trying to find this tree that I was beating the shit out of so it dulls the knife. And then I'm gonna find something for it to cut after I sharpen it with a little trick that I found. Well, actually, I accidentally found like on Blade Forum or something. And I'm pretty sure by the time this video uploads, it's going to be, whatchamacallit, already evident of what I'm getting at. But until then, you can fast forward if you don't want to look at scenery. So I can hear the lake. Well, now I'm just looking for any tree to beat the shit out of. Oh, this is why I actually ordered fucking pants, because I have to wear shorts all the time because I'm gonna upload a video soon that shows that, I don't know what's up with guys' excuse for men nowadays, but everybody's wearing these tight skinny jeans and shit. And if you played football, which I didn't, but I used to work out with football players, I was on the wrestling team and whatever, your legs get too huge for that shit, and it looks fucking gay. Sorry, I guess that's like wrong to say. I'm gonna demonetize now. So fucking already lost the spot I was at because I'm more worried about Karens wondering what I'm doing, because maybe you know some badasses in California, but for the most part, anyone trying to have testosterone in California, at least where I go, they're usually like hardcore vatos or thugs. And if like you're not in that demographic, then you're supposed to wear like bright colored, happy-go-lucky shit, and have like some kind of gentrification mobile, you know. And people only come out here to like let their dogs take a shit and think that they're getting fresh air and exercise. But I'm one of the very few people that actually come out here trying to whoop something's ass. And I should have brought my K-bar kukri to clear a trail. But oh fucking well, I'm trying to get this fucking video going before it's dark. So that's how I got poison ivy infection last time. So any fucking way. Let me try to set up my phone without it falling into the water. I can't hit this shit. There's so much fuck shit in the way, man. Fuck, everything pisses me off. Because I'm like keeping my head down and trying not to scare fucking other hikers, whatever the fuck they think they're doing. I was more concerned about fucking stupid shit like that looking fucking crazy till their fucking gentrification patrol. It's just I'm annoyed. Like I was born in Ohio, and then I got YouTube, right? Internet, you know, started looking up shit that I used to fucking be into as a kid. And lo and behold, those people still exist. Like, they go to Walmart looking like Tactical Elmer Fudd or something. They're like the great outdoors, you know? Like, that's uncommon where I'm at. Where I'm at in California, if you're not a thug or like a straight up G, then to be a bad boy, you gotta like have a Dodge Charger and have like a what they call a fuckboy haircut and wear skinny jeans, and you go to the gym for little natty muscles instead of fucking, you know, trying to power lift, you know, get strong, do jujitsu, something like that, you know, be a man, get stronger. They go there to flex their little natty muscles and not say excuse me when they get in the way and shit. It's fucking sad. And back in the day before cell phones was rampant, it's a lot easier to get your ass kicked. So this dead tree will be the one that we beat the shit out of. And let me set this up before it gets dark. You know, back in the 90s, when people would get stomped and people would get jumped for fucking like wearing the other color or looking stupid, the ambulance, no one cared. And then there's no cell phone to like incriminate your assailant. There's no like a bunch of people standing around with their cell phones out. It's just like, oh, that's fucked up, you know? And there's people watching and fucking laughing. And then when the EMTs finally find you like 20 or 40 minutes later because someone finally called the cops or whatever, then it's like the EMTs are like throwing a limp stab body on a gurney and like talking about what they're gonna do next weekend. So I'm trying to set up shit to showcase beating the shit out of this dead tree, to show a little nifty trick that I think I found an infinite way to sharpen your knife. So I think this is like shit, but let me see some comments here. Hey, what's up, bro? Hi, everybody. Language, bro. Yeah, I can't help it, man. I wish I had a higher vocabulary to not cuss. Got importations, and you are lately. Good. Hey, I have bad vision, guys, but oh, rock and roll, man. If you're in the area, you got deported to California. That's funny. That's funny, man. Yeah, in California again, man. You can't be a Tactical Elmer Fudd looking son of a bitch in your pajamas at fucking Walmart and shit, because it's just irregular. Like nobody, very few people go like hunting, fishing, camping in California. And now that I'm like older and fucking rather do cool shit than I don't know, be like a stupid ATM machine for some fat chicks, you know? That's like talking to other fools on Inslutgram. But anyways, without further ado, so this is a Uber Leben fire starter, right? And I just found out that this can sharpen a knife decently, and it does. I mean, so here's my favorite knife in the world. It's the Tops SXB. But I think I'm gonna, if I have time and live long enough, try some Condor Want to see what 1075 feels. So this is a badass knife, right? The Top Skull Crusher, right? So I've been beating the living shit out of this on purpose to see how much it can take. So because it's so thick and shit, like it can mount as a spear. It had really good stabbing power. It did slice decently when it had a factory edge. But all that shit's gone because I've been dropping it, accidentally hitting rocks and shit. And now it's just a badass chopper. It's everything I wanted from the Tops Tom Brown tracker, but better and more formidable. But in my opinion, it's no longer like a slicer, like if you were trying to be some Bowie knife fighter. Now it's like if you choke back on it, it's like a mini hatchet, a great digging tool. It's just more of a chopper. I have the Top Silent Hero. If I had to, like, God forbid, lose a fucking arm and get rabies by this motherfucker, that's what I'm saying. A smaller knife that can slice. This has like a very high saber or full flat grind almost or something, right? It's very sharp. It's the history behind this knife is very admirable. You can look it up. Top Silent Hero. And I would want this ideally on a kydex on my chest. So if I was sleeping in the boonies, I don't know if you ever heard of the story, Bell's Canyon. Somebody was hiking and they couldn't shake some crazy guy follow them. Hey, do you know how to get to Bell's Canyon? And the guy's obviously going to try to touch you when you're sleeping or take your shit. So that's the most, the thing I would fear out here the most, guys, isn't a bear or anything. I would fear having to go to prison because you justifiably defended yourself out here with some crackhead and you can't prove it. We live in a stupid ass world. Everybody knows California hates self-defense. So the good thing about busting your Achilles or having a bad back, I think it makes it more arguable that you have to do a stand your ground. So yeah, man, that fire starter, Uber Leben or whatever, just Google 6 or 8 inch long fire starter, and yeah, it'll come up. So anyways, I'm not even trying to like work out, but we're just gonna, wow, that was kind of dangerous. This is kind of messed up here. So this is pretty dead wood. Watch, see, look at, it's dead wood, but I'm gonna try to pry the shit out of this. Like, it's not bent or nothing. The handle's never loose. So that looked like shit, but I know they say, I should just shut up and do it. But I'm not trying to get no knife fight or anything, but you never know. Is this a one tool option? You know, is there a one tool option? You know, I don't really think so, but I feel like the things I bought the Gerber shovel for, the things I bought a Gerber shovel for is suffices to do it with this. Been hitting rocks and just been keeping it dry. Haven't even been oiling it that much. Haven't even been oiling that much and shit, but a better spot here that I saw normies at. So I'm not gonna really, has a better tree over there for getting a workout. That look gay, I know. So it's one dude that's pretty crazy. I like him though, named Jason Mowad. He doesn't look like an explosive athlete, but he knows what he's talking about Bowie knife fighting. You're more likely going to meet another right-hand guy that's going to try to stab you or come across the middle. It's a lot about attacking the wrist and then getting him in one motion, you know. And I don't really care about working footwork today or whatever, but let's see. Stab test. The tip is kind of dull, because I've been digging with it. It's been hitting rocks and shit. It's just fucking badass. I broke a K-bar kukri out here. It made it really loose. K-bar kukri is still one of my favorite knives. I think a K-bar kukri would be more deadly than this, but this is better for working because this is not gonna fail you. This is one of the most durable knives in the world. The edge retention is so fucking badass that it's still relatively sharp. I mean, and this was dull as shit. It's kind of a bad example. I don't have good wood out here to really fucking, but taking my word on it, it's just more dull up here by the tip where I've been accidentally hitting more rocks. But if everything works out really good, I'm gonna get the Condor Mini Duco or something because it's $10.95. And my idea behind it is this will scare people on a trail. I'm sorry, I thought the phone was over here. This will scare people, but the Mini Duco or like the Condor Woodbuster, those knives look less scary to normies, but those knives would lack so much other shit than this. Even if they could baton better or even chop better, they have to be kind of bigger. And I think of this like kind of like hollow points with guns. Like a parabellum is going to go straight through them, and a hollow point is more on the surface and busts. I like this one more. I replaced tomahawks with this because it doesn't have a big ass spike coming back at me. It has less proclivity to miss, and you could just kind of bounce it like this. Guy's a 2-finger. I forget what this is called. This is with your thumb. That's a handshake grip. Fully around is a hammer grip. I forget. I think that's a fencer's grip. That will sometimes fail you. Some people's guts and shit are too strong for that to have a very sharp small knife that might work. I think this is called a fencer's grip. You can correct me. This is the reverse grip that's really handy for close quarters. I would never really train with this grip. You know why? Because just never going to, unless I have the Kydex for this top Silent Hero, which is preferably, you would have this on your chest like this or something, or either this way to pull it down, or like this way across to pull up. So like if like a bear was attacking you in your sleep or some shit, or some fucking, you know what I mean, you come right out of your chest. And you have so much here for close quarters, 1, 2, 3, whereas down here, this, it has some strength to it, but look at, okay, check this out. You see how, I'll show you what I mean. You can slice, you have your whole tricep right here to put weight down in here. You have your arm to block, you're gonna probably accidentally stab your own arm and fucking get the bear or whatever right here. You have so many moves. If you're on your back, you can at least hold this better, I think. Here, you got to turn completely around. With this one, you only have the stab underneath the guts and come over like an overhand or thrust through. What's hard with this thrust through, it will work, man, but look what's behind there. There's nothing but air, right? You see, watch. Even though there was a lot of force right here, and you could step into it or whatever, there's not a lot of shit back here. I'll give you, watch, you'll see what I mean, and I'll relegate it to martial arts, okay? I wish I had a punching bag here. I can make those kind of videos too. I'm not trying to be an expert, but it's my job because I'm a martial artist. Who else is gonna fucking whatever? So this overhand right shit, a lot of times it's not really a swing. The guy moved out of the way and went like this. There's so much of your back muscles. There's so much like force. There's so much, you see that line? It's coming all the way to my shoulder blade down my leg right here. So they're like this, and it just looks like, because they might, instead of bringing it back to their face, they might loop it, and it looks like it looped, but really they just right straight cross because there's so much meat behind here. Now if you were to go like this and swing, it might work. That could work too, but try to punch a punching bag like that, you're gonna like sprain your wrist and get a slap noise because there's nothing behind. There's just air behind that hand. So it's just these right here, thrusting and shit. Be aware that you could slip up. Like they say, a dull tool is more dangerous than a sharp one, right? So fucking whatever. You don't want to I don't want to disclose, like I never stabbed anybody and shit like that, but I grew up in San Bernardino, so I seen the aftermath of shit. But Yeah, fucking A, whatever. Still, I believe in this grip because however I'm carrying this shit is gonna always come out here. This isn't the movies. It's not like you started with this grip and you're gonna come like, oh, like, no, man, your adrenaline's gonna be so scared and shit. And hey, get the fuck out of here, crackhead, help! You know, you're just gonna, the way you picked it up is the way you're gonna go. You're just gonna be hacking. None of this fucking fancy shit. I'm not trying to flex or whatever. But the edge retention is still fucking amazing. So it's still relatively fucking sharp. So before the sun goes down, I just want you to take my word on it that I forgot the ferrocerium rod. Of course, a fucking course. I ruined the video. So anyways, a long fucking ferrocerium rod can sharpen at least 1095 steel, and it made my whatchamacallit, my freaking, I don't have my other fire starter either. But I shit you not. So we'll just imagine that's the fire steel. This is a stone though, and the Uberleben or whatever I have is a lot sharper than this. So what I would do, to me, it's easier to. I don't know if you could see that, but you find the angle. So these are set at like 20, 27, 25 degree angle. You don't have to really think about that. I will make a video about sharpening shit because imagine you have a sharpening stone, those square ones, right? You can't go wrong with imagining that the stone is like a stick of butter and you're skimming off the most slightest layer. Like imagine you're cooking and there's a mobster movie where the guy was cooking Italian food and he could slice the onions really thin, like slice that butter really thin, and you could feel the slight friction, but you know you're not too flat here. And that's a different video. But anyways, you guys got to see a dead coyote, whoop-de-fucking-do. And this was the fire steel, which it's not. I forgot the fucking name of this, but it's a round stone shit. I would either like this, bring it up from here. See, I'm like skip and then bring it up. That's the way I sharpen shit now. I go either from tip down, and I'll even restart, you know, it's just as long as you're making a burr, and I go try to remember to go equal seconds on each side. Another thing I've been doing is just wet the stone or the fucking thing, and I'm gonna go downward strokes, clockwise toward me, clockwise toward me, clockwise toward me, and here it went toward you. So this would be counterclockwise now. Counterclockwise. So I don't know if the fucking phone is mirrored or some shit, but it takes common sense. I'm pretty sure you know how to use a honing rod, right? And a fire steel will, for the most part, I know it's been doing this 1095 just fine. So I'm willing to bet 1075 is going to be even easier. I'm willing to bet if this was a fire steel, all the residue that you're leaving on this shit is going to be scraped off with your I'm going to use a multi-tool, the little serrated edge. Now I'm very sure somebody out there with like work sharp tools, a grinder, whatever, I'm pretty sure they can get this back to factory edge and everything like that. But I'm not about that. I'm only going to use things that I can carry in the field, right? And the weight and heft of this blade is always going to be enough for a good chopper. The cutting edge is only like 8.75. The total length is like 15 and a half. So it'll fit in a backpack if you can't be having this thing visible. Just everything I bought. I still like the Tom Brown tracker. Those kind of knives, in my opinion, they're gonna have their place because not only are they more portable or lighter, and Joe X proved that the Tom Brown tracker is a little bit stronger than this. But I'm trying to not go on tangents because I think that Tops did even better than Essie in his videos. And I thought I heard a footstep. where was I going with this? The Tom Brown tracker is just going to scare people less. And if you got pulled over and vetted by police and they had some kind of reasonable suspicion to think that you're crazy walking around meandering in the woods, this is going to look a lot more nefarious in a Tom Brown tracker. That's another reason why I've always thought about getting just big choppers, things that don't look like shanks, right? But here's the thing, like I had the Tops El Chete. That knife can't mount as a spear like this. And even if you don't use it as a spear, the Silent Hero can do that, by the way, too. Even if you don't use it as a spear, you have an elongated chopper to like get pine needle tea or something to reach a freaking banana or coconut. I don't know where you live. But I did try that, and maybe I didn't wrap the tape or I used tape. You're supposed to use paracord, but I wanted to be fast. And I wrapped it around this way and like in between the stick to make it tighter, and it did just kind of shimmy this back and bent it. It would have stabbed decently had this shit not hit rocks and everything. It would be a very weighty spear. So I don't know how much practice it would take if you were boar hunting with this. If you're tying this on the end of a stick, waiting in this tree up here, setting food. There's not a wild boar here. That's a Santa Ana River. And you throw this and the weight's just going to carry it down to its guts. But this is going to hit rocks or something. And bon voyage, you're not really stabbing anything. The point, it's not that pointy anymore. And it's fine. I'm happy with just having this as a chopper, a digging tool, so I can carry less shit. And I have the Silent Hero for something that's more formidable. And so anyway, did anybody else comment and stuff like that? So whatever. Let me see some questions. Yeah, you guys rock. I'm glad you guys are getting along. Dropped. I can barely see. I need glasses. You must have dropped it because you had it. Dropped it. Oh, what the hell? Yeah, I dropped it. The freaking That's why I got this, because I knew shit like that was gonna happen. You know, it's if I would have dropped my Condor Plan A buoy on the ground like that, it would have probably bent and been like combat ineffective or something. But this can still this is better than a hash hit in my opinion, and it can fucking baton, and it has a notching saw, and it can mount on the end of a stick, and it has this pommel here I can use to scrape shit off, like shit that burned on my pan if I cook something. It's just too badass, man. 1095, I like 1095. 1095 sounds like it sounds like a vault door being dragged on the floor when you're sharpening this thing with stone. It's just pleasing to the soul, man. It's just freaking you just know that you're out here with something that's at least handy, you know, like just feel fucking more independent, man. So I'm really pro Second Amendment, guys. I remember the first time one of the first days I had a Remington 870 for the first time out in this misty ass freaking, like, out in the middle of nowhere and shit. It was the most serene, peaceful setting at all, man. So anyways, yeah, so I'm sorry if I ruined the video, but just imagine this sumbitch is a fire steel, and yes, it will sharpen at least my 1095. That means it's going to sharpen 1070, 1085, to all that too. I'm very sure of it. So did me pretty good. I had it sharpened my my Spartan, cold steel Spartan decently too. But the ergonomics of that knife, I got the cheaper Spartan. It's so thin, it's gonna be sharp like no matter what. Can't use it as a pry bar and shit. But yeah, so look out. There's more to come. I want to test some Condor. I want to see how 1095 steel's going. So anyways, guys, that was the moral of the story. And yeah, man, again, I've been hitting the shit out of that tree, and it's still decently sharp. It's a lot sharper here. That's not striking that tree. That's been preserved. I think the grind is higher here, so it's going to always be a little bit sharper unless you fuck it up. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this tool. For now, it's a bit, you know, it can't really stab anymore. It's not a slicer unless somebody cool with better tools than me could put the edge back on it. And what I paid like 300 bucks for it to get it directly from Tops now. That's why I was happy Wiseman Trading and Knife Country USA had these for cheaper, you know. Really thankful about that. I waited all year to get this knife, so it's not like I'm flexing price. It's just probably a very necessary tool sometime. So I'm blabbing a lot, guys, because what else is there to do? Look out for my channel. There's other shit coming. Like, it's gonna be more entertaining. I've been investing in that. What do you fucking do? Yeah, guys, keep on rocking in the free world. And when this video uploads or whatever, feel free to ask me things regarding starting gear for outdoor shit. And stay tuned. Yeah, guys, keep on rocking in the free world.